A few months ago, I became a Qiskit Advocate, and in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what that means, how you could also do it, and what it entails for the future of quantum computers. The Qiskit Advocate Program was started by IBM, and it allows people like me who are deeply interested in quantum computers to contribute to open source problems within the quantum computer space. And there are many of them because quantum computers are still sort of theoretical, but it's a matter of time, essentially. They work in theory, but in practice, it's a heavy engineering pursuit at the moment. So the Qiskit Advocate Program allows you to basically either create your own algorithms, carry out research using quantum algorithms themselves, or making new quantum key protocols, anything at all. I'll show an entire list of different things that currently are being worked on in the GitHub community that I'm part of now. And you get to contribute to some pretty heavy, cool science. That's in its own right enough of a reason to join. Another reason to join is so that you get the chance to do things like this, which is essentially make videos about Qiskit, about IBM, about quantum computers. You get to talk about the things that you're deeply interested. If you're in any way interested in quantum computers, you get to do things like this. You're essentially an evangelist for the quantum computer space. And yeah, I love that too. It's a little bit of a side hustle for me to get to make videos. And if I get to make videos about quantum computers, I think my life is sorted from there on, to be honest. So yeah, that's essentially all the Qiskit Advocate Program is. You get to use some technologies which are on the frontier of science right now. You get to collaborate with other people to do some research. You get to use a quantum computer, which is like pretty badass already. A part of it is also by running hackathons and creating like a quantum computer club within your university and being proactive and pro-social in the quantum computer space. That's exactly what the Qiskit Advocate Program is. So this leads on to the second part of the video, which is me explaining how to become a Qiskit Advocate. I'll explain to you exactly how I became one. That doesn't guarantee that you will become one because there is sort of a sifting and a screening process. They essentially ask you what your background is and things like that. And you might need to do a little bit more because I do come from a background of doing applied maths and physics. I have a degree in physics somewhat, so maybe that helped a little bit. What I did is essentially I went onto the IBM Quantum Learning Platform. I opened the first course, which is held by John Watrous, a lovely man, and I went onto there. It's the fundamentals of quantum computers, or quantum communication, fundamentals of quantum communication. I went on there, looked at every video, watched every video for about twice, yeah, 2 to 3 times I watched the videos, had a notepad, wrote down everything, thought through everything, and then I done the exam at the end. The exam at the end is a 20 question exam, which you can do in, I can't remember what the allotted time is. There might be an infinite allotted time. I can't really remember, but I know you have to get 16 out of 20 to pass that exam. I passed that exam. I put it on my LinkedIn because, of course, why not? I just, you gotta flex those LinkedIn muscles. Why not? I did that. I applied to the Qiskit program. I actually seen the opening for the Qiskit program beforehand. I seen the opening for the program and I thought to myself, I need to be in that. So then I looked at the course, I learned the course, I done the exam, I applied to become a Qiskit Advocate, and lo and behold, I became a Qiskit Advocate, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's essentially how I did it. You can do more courses. The requirements is that you have to do the fundamentals of quantum computing, the fundamentals of communication, quantum communication, and then you can also do the fundamentals of quantum algorithms. But if you've had the previous experience of doing the Qiskit Summer School program, that will boost up your probability of being a Qiskit Advocate like exponentially. So if you're watching this at a time whenever that is going on, please do it. I didn't do it, I missed out on it, but I still was able to become a Qiskit Advocate, so thankfully it worked out in the end for me. So that's how I became a Qiskit Advocate. I went onto the IBM Quantum Learning Platform, I went to the first course, I'd done the exam, I passed the exam, and then I applied to become a Qiskit Advocate. For me, it was that simple, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me, and I thank IBM so much for giving me that opportunity. So what does this mean for me now? Now that I'm a Qiskit Advocate, what exactly do I do on a daily basis? Well, that's going to be in another video. I'm going to go more in depth about the projects that I'm working on, all the simulations that I'm working on, the circuits that I'm working on. I'm going to give a little bit of insight into how to get the Qiskit version 2.x certification, which is essentially something that you have to get if you're looking to do a lot more research, if you're looking to progress into the next tier of the Qiskit Advocate Program. And that is something I will release in a later video. So hopefully you stick around and watch that as well. So thank you for watching.